and broadcasting to you through Be Live TV. Welcome to the show. Soul Connections is all about divine guided messages and healing for your personal growth and transformation. I am here just as a guide, a transformational guide, to help you with your own healing work and to help you communicate with your spiritual team a little bit better. And that's my role here. So this evening, there's a lot of energy on the planet. So if you would really like a card, all you have to do is type in yes, please, and we'll make sure to draw one. Tonight, we're going to be using the Universal Love deck. I think we all could use a little bit of love right now. And this is the deck by Tony Carmen Salerno. I love these because these have some really beautiful energy. And it feels like the one thing that conquers fear best is love energy. So let's spread a little love tonight. So you could help out by liking and sharing the broadcast. So we can get out there in Facebook land, whether it's through Messenger to some other people or through your feed, whatever works for you, that would be great. Because there's some people out there who could use a little support and assistance, and that helps me do my spiritual mission, which is to heal the healers. And that's been a really cool thing. So for you regulars out there, you may be noticing, I'm not in my space. I started to move to Maine. My husband and I are relocating to Maine, which has been our dream for a really long time. And I forgot to pack my tapestry. So we're making do with what we can to be able to broadcast. So I'm excited for that. And I know that there's probably some other shows that are coming up after me. So tomorrow. So Rob, you feel free to share any shows that are coming up tomorrow evening besides my own. Because I am out of the loop, guys. I'm just a little out of the loop. I've been really focused on completing my energy medicine school students for this year, and moving and all that entails. And when you're my age and you decide to downsize, you go from 4,000 square feet to about 1,000 square feet, and yeah. It creates some interesting shifting, releasing, and letting go energy that we've been talking about. So there you have it. And so I see a few of you are online. So welcome, guys. Feel free to put this out in Facebook land, as I said. The Healing Oracle deck that we're doing this evening, I use Tony Carmen Salerno quite often, and from time to time, there's certain ones that just sort of jump off the shelves. And the thing that was interesting to me about the healing deck for this evening after our meditation is that that sense of, what does the planet need right now? What do I need right now to help shift this vibration of panic and fear and overwhelm that's kind of everywhere? It's an interesting phenomenon if you haven't. I spent some time up here going shopping because there are things that you need that you don't realize, like extension cords and curtain rods or things like that. And to have some of the stores be completely, I have never been in a super Walmart that was almost completely empty before. So that was a really wild experience for me. But there's just this fear energy that we all are encountering. We may not be feeling it ourselves. Like, I couldn't even figure out what was going on until we saw there was no, all the cleaning products are wiped out everywhere. But, for me, it's not part of I'm not dismissing it. I know it's out there. It's just not part of my reality at the moment. So yeah, I'm not worried. So here we are. We're going to do some healing work, and I'm going to definitely send some healing out to the planet this evening as part of our meditation as well, because we could all use a little deep breathing and centering so that we can get back in our own personal flow. When we get anxious and nervous or in that worry energy, we're stretching our energy body a little bit too thin, and that can make it really hard for us to be aware and centered into what's going on. So with that, I think we're going to start the healing meditation so we can get that going. But as I said, if you would like a card drawn for you, all you have to do is type in yes, please. And I draw them in the order that we receive them in the production studio. So that may be a little different than the feed that you're watching because people put in requests from different sources, not just from the one feed. All right. So let's try to get ourselves nice and grounded. If you can, put your feet or your body on the floor or connected to some wood. But we're going to take a couple of deep breaths. Really see if we can bring our energy back to center. And we're going to invite in the divine energy, however we perceive that, to connect to us and through us for the good of all and harm to none. And we're going to ask the divine energy to create a bubble around us of infinite love and infinite light, so that we can be in our own sacred space, in our own energy. We're going to invite in our spiritual team to be here to guide us and assist us, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, the star beings, our animal totems, all divine, of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration and frequency available to us in this moment. And as always, we set the intention that the healing work done here this evening is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. And you may hear me as I clear energy for the group, because there's quite a bit to move tonight. So we're going to invite the divine energy to connect to us through our crown first, at the top of our head, opening our connection, allowing room for the divine energy to flow through us, helping us to release what no longer serves us, what is stuck, what is blocked, what is dense and heavy. And we're going to open ourselves to more possibilities, releasing some of the doubt that we may be holding on to. Opening the trust that we have with our higher self to guide us through life in the way that we are meant to. And beginning to open and expand our third eye in our forehead. Opening the channels of communication with our spiritual team. Tuning us into our intuition and all of our senses and the information that they share with us. And clearing away any blocked or foggy perception that we may have. Opening the possibility for clear thinking and clear seeing in all aspects of our life. And allowing the energy to open up our ears so that we can hear more clearly, so that we are heard more clearly when we speak our wishes, our desires. And opening the throat so that we can express who we truly are, our heart's truth, our creativity. And all the ways we share that with the world and with ourselves. Releasing the tension in the back of the neck and in the jaw, the stress that we've been carrying, the burden, responsibilities we've been carrying on our shoulders, on our neck. And for the moment, releasing the weight of the world from us. And moving down into the heart, allowing space for the lungs to breathe more fully. And we're going to invite the bronchial tubes to open, cleanse and restore our immune system, especially in these areas. Releasing any sadness and disappointment we may have been carrying that has been weighing on our heart. Connecting to our inner child and allowing the child to feel safe, surrounded and protected, encouraged and nourished. And connecting to our inner adult, that responsible part of us that creates plans and takes action. And giving the adult a moment to release the responsibilities, the stress, the worry, and the anxiety. And connecting to the inner warrior within us, the part of us that advocates for others and ourselves. And inviting the warrior to release the hypervigilance that it may be holding just for the moment, so we can be in a moment of peace and tranquility. And connecting with our inner sage, that wise one that we have carried with us each and every lifetime. Connecting us to our own inner wisdom, as well as the wisdom of humanity, the universe, and beyond. And moving down into the third chakra, and gently releasing any anger, fear, anxiety, worry, frustration, judgment, or resentment that we may be holding on to there. And allowing space for our organs to function fully and easily. Allowing them to detoxify all that they are meant to and need to in this moment. And moving down into the second chakra. And bringing that back into balance to the ebb and flow. Allowing space for your creativity to flow and all of your feelings and your emotions to flow fully and freely. Opening up the hips to begin to ground the energy so that it can be manifest in our reality, in our energy, and beyond. And connecting to our root chakra, the base of the tailbone, asking the energy to ground, clear, restore, replenish. Releasing any other fears or worries that we have about our home, our health, our jobs, our finances. Allowing us space to be rooted in the physical and the spiritual aspects of our whole energy body and our being. And allowing the energy to move down each leg, and down through the feet. And as it does, allowing the feet to open and expand, creating roots and connection cords to go all the way to the center of the earth, to the molten lava center of Grandmother Earth, the heartbeat of the Divine Feminine. And we're going to take a moment to connect our heart energy to that of Grandmother Earth. And to do that, you can feel the energy in your heart and how it connects to the third chakra below it, the second chakra below the belly button, the root chakra near your spine, and then down through the feet and into the earth plane. And you can ask the Divine Feminine to open and expand that cord, that connection, to the size of a cylinder, making room for all that you wish to release to go down, and for the loving, nurturing, supporting energy to come up. And also expanding our cord of connection to the divine, beginning in our heart and moving up through our throat, our third eye, our crown, and beyond to the very center of creation, where our soul was first perceived. And asking the Divine Masculine to expand and open our connection above as well, to the size of a cylinder, making room for energy to release and to flow to us and through us. And just taking a moment to feel the energy gathered within your heart. And ask the divine energy to go any other places where you're feeling discomfort or dis-ease. Maybe in your back, near your ribs. It might be in your belly or your neck, your left arm, shoulder, hand. Maybe in your legs, your knees. And asking the divine energy to break apart what is uncomfortable, dissolving it, and allowing it to transmute and transform. And we're going to take a moment to send healing out through our auric layers, our immune system for our energy body. So we're going to make sure that our physical layer of our aura is complete in all directions, vibrations, and frequencies. And asking the divine to fill in any spots where it is weak, like in our back, between our shoulder blades. And now moving out and fortifying and strengthening our second layer of our aura, the emotional layer, in each and every direction and dimension. And the third layer, the mental layer, where our beliefs, our thoughts, our patterns get stuck. It's how the spinning gets caused. So really strengthening that, especially near the third eye and the crown. And then strengthening the spiritual layer. Even beneath our feet. And all the layers beyond that go through past lives and our karma. And taking a moment to send healing to the earth, Grandmother Earth, for loving and supporting us. To all of the beings who inhabit the planet, all of humanity, all the animals, plants and trees and water. Grounding and releasing any energy that is not in love energy. I'm taking a moment of gratitude for our spiritual team for guiding us here this evening, to connecting to us and helping us with our healing and how that's meant to be. All right, so I'm going to be using the Universal Love Oracle deck. This is Tony Carmen Salerno, and it just feels right for the time and what we're going through to spread some love energy so we can do our own healing. So I'm going to start with Cindy Lynn. So Cindy Lynn, your card is the Healing Sounds. She's in the moonlight and on the water. And the healing sounds is that, there's a lot of healing energy in the sound of the rain or the sound of the ocean or the wind. It connects us to a deeper part of our nature. And so sometimes when we're in too much silence or too much noise, our body gets overwhelmed and overstressed. And so what I'm hearing for you is to tap into some healing sounds that could help calm your energy. One of the things that comes to mind is a sound machine that they have. You can get them now for very inexpensive if you don't have one. And it often has the wind or nature or the ocean, a stream, whatever calls to you. Because sometimes we can't get out in nature enough to hear those sounds. But bringing that energy to you as part of your healing. And also the other thing that heals too is music that we love. Music that we can sing to or dance to, music that speaks to our heart. So I would invite you to bring some sound into your life this week, positive sound that can help you heal. And turn off the noisemakers, turn off the TV, turn off the computer if you need to, but really reconnect with the healing that nature can bring you. And for you in particular, it's about sound. All right. That's a big one for me too. Went to the ocean today and just heard the waves and heard the wind and the seagulls, and it was very grounding and calming. So I invite you to do that. All right, Julie Hedges. So your card, my dear, is Heaven on Earth. Love those flowers, and I know you're a big flower person. So this card is for you this week. How are you creating heaven on earth? And boy, it's difficult when there's a lot of people who are not in that vibration, right? So how do you reconnect with that for yourself? Flowers seems to be a big thing. So, don't be afraid to buy yourself flowers. or get a plant or something that when you see it, the color and the smell and all of that brings you joy. I'm also seeing that, things like taking a tubby in, rose oil, that brings you peace and joy, so things like that allow you to feel happy, joyful, but also calm. It's that creating that inner calm that a lot of us are looking for as the outer calm is escalating. It's no longer calm. But as that's escalating outside, we don't have to take that inside. So how can you create that for you in your own little corner of the world? And I am seeing a lot of flower and a lot of bright colors. So make sure you're wearing bright colors for clothing too, because if we dress in black like we're mourning, then that can dampen our energy and make it hard for us to find the joy in the moment. All right. Rob, yours wants to be sticky. Of course. Oh, this card is very cool. This is the enchantment card. And the enchantment card is, when I see this is about connecting to your inner wizard. And there's magic and wonder. When we bring in our inner child, then we start to connect to the magic on the earth plane. And, that doesn't need to be spells and all of that kind of thing, but it can be creating, potions. And so potions for me are essential oils or clearing some sixth chakra. It's also when I'm cooking, right? Because it's bringing in, you're mixing in spices and you're stirring the pot, and that can be kind of in that energy. For you, it might be playing music and just letting it not be a song, but just letting it be notes coming together and seeing how they weave themselves. That's weaving the magic, weaving the energy. That's the enchantment. And enchantment has a lot of positive vibes, and there's, you can see that the stream of light is coming from the divine. It's not from the ego, but it's from the divine. So letting that guide you as you're weaving some new energy together. Have fun with that. All right, Ellen. This is sweet for you. So this is the universal heart energy. And what this is saying is that, you're a softie. You have a big heart. And so you take things and feel things quite deeply and personally. So with the energy the way it is, you want to be tapping into the universal heart. And that is not the ego. That is not the fear. That's not where everyone's heart is. You want to be tapping into the high heart and to the heart of original consciousness, to unconditional love. So that is, we hear it talked of as Buddha heart or Christ heart, or because the masters, right? The spiritual masters live from that space. So that's how, when we tap into that energy, then we have empathy for people who are in that fearful place. And there's no judgment. There's no nothing. It's just empathy of somebody needing to be in that space. But it removes you from getting dragged down the rabbit hole. So you might want to do that through meditation. The oil that I have for that is the Transcendental Heart oil. I don't know if you have that one, but it does connect you to the high heart and helps you keep that open. So you can always go on the website and trinityhealingsanctuaries.com, and look for that. That transcendental heart oil might be very helpful for you if you don't already have it. All right, sweetie. Thank you. Andrew, your card is retreat. So you're another one who's a softie who has this big heart. And so sometimes we get overwhelmed with everyone else's feelings and emotions. And it's like an overstimulation. Our nervous system can't handle all that information and all that energy at once. So your body is asking for you to sort of step back a little bit and create some quiet time and quiet spaces for you to center and ground yourself. And it might mean going to a retreat if you have that ability, but retreat can be just creating a sacred, quiet place for yourself, where you limit your computer time, you limit your connection to others, and you just give your whole body time to detox from all of the overstimulation that's going on around you. Make sure that you're eating root vegetables and drinking a lot of water, because I'm hearing that can make it difficult for you. When we are in that overstimulated energy, we lots of times want sugar, and that's like the worst thing. Sugar or caffeine, or pasta, bread. And those are not the best things for us to be grabbing to help calm and center us. You want very strong earth foods and the really deep, dark green veggies if you can get them. All right. See you soon. All right, Alyssa, nice to have you. So your card is the relationship card. And it's interesting because I'm not feeling it's necessarily a relationship with another. It feels more like your relationship with yourself and maybe with your spiritual team. So what I'm sensing for you is that trust. Trust has been a hard thing. It's been broken by others. It's been dismissed by others. And so in that kind of wounded space, it's hard for you to open and trust and let other people in. And when we don't let other people in, it's very isolating. And when we do that, we're also not letting ourselves in. We're not having a relationship with ourself. When we're busy deflecting everyone else, we're not taking care of ourselves. We're taking care of everybody but ourselves. And so what I'm feeling is that it's time for you to start developing a stronger relationship with yourself. What are you doing to take care of you? Because nobody else is going to. They can only take care of you as well as they take care of themselves. And that's why when we learn how to do self-care, it allows us to enter relationships with other people. Even if that's a work relationship, we can only be in the relationship as much as we are able to do that with ourselves. So start working on taking care of you, and do things for yourself that you would like somebody else to do for you someday. I think of it as like creating a date for yourself. Go out to dinner or buy yourself flowers, write yourself a love note, and open it like a week later, because by then you will have forgotten exactly what you wrote down. And that can be a really good thing. I haven't done this in a while, but I used to write myself future messages when I was working on that. And I would leave them in drawers and stuff, sealed up in the same kind of envelope. So I never knew what was inside. And then it was kind of a fun thing to find and decide whether today was the day I was going to open it. So maybe try something like that. And have a good one, sweetie. All right, Minnie. All right, your card is the Gateway. And see the Vesica Pisces, the circles coming together. There's a piece of that that's, it's showing as above and so below, and then the middle, the eye in the middle. So that space in between, the gateway, is where all the magic happens, and you know that. So the gateway for you right now is open or opening, and that gateway is into a new version of you. And I know you're launching your new show, which I'm excited to see and experience. But there's also like this expansion into a new version of Minnie that's coming around in this year, in this decade in particular. There may be a new book that you're working on as well. So this time period is like an open experience, and do the best that you can to allow whatever to come in. Give yourself room to do some automatic writing so that you have some insight into some of this, because the gateway often opens and then closes. And so it's good to have, written instructions is the best word I can hear, for you to go back to and go, now what was open in the gateway, and what should I be working toward? And the gateway may stay open longer, but I'm always in that frame of mind of, take it while you've got it, because you don't know how long you have it. And that also can mean heightened psychic energy, heightened downloads. Again, if you can just breathe in and lean in and allow that to happen, it will invite a lot of energy to flow through, and create an upgraded version of Minnie, which sounds fantastic. All right. Thank you, sweetie. Marie. Hi, sweetie. Happy Wednesday. Ooh, look at her. The Emergence card. She is really coming out. Her wings are just full and all the color, and she's the divine energy is just flowing through her. And what this is saying is that you are really starting to come out of the cocoon. I feel like you needed to be in a cocoon to heal yourself for a little while, and give yourself space to, shield and protect and whatnot. But now it's time for you to sort of crack out of that and break free. And so in that place, like who's emerging? How is Marie emerging? And this seems exciting. So it feels like there's a whole, it's very similar to Minnie. It's like there's a whole new you that is being birthed right now. Very Phoenix kind of energy. So, what happens is sometimes we get fearful of change in that particular way, and then we back up and we shut down or we collapse. So really do the best you can to keep your heart wide open and lean in, because what's coming and what's emerging is so much fuller and brighter for you, and so much joy, lots of joy. So I'm excited for you. So lean in, okay? Don't be afraid of it. All right, Lynn. Hi, sweetie. So your card is the Creativity card. Look at her and all that creation water energy. So in the Creativity card, this is all about using your creative flow, using the water energy, the abundant energy. And how are you going to apply it this week? What I'm feeling is that there have been a few things that have been really stuck and not moving and frustrating. And so you're being called to create something new. Call on that creative energy, invite it to come in and see what unfolds. Allow some space for some brand new ideas that you've never even thought of, maybe brainstorming with some other people and really seeing how that could unfold. And in that, the creative energy, often our emotions go a little all over the place with it, but do the best that you can to allow that, because that lets us know that our energy is really returning back to flow. When our emotions get a little wonky for a little bit, we can be really sad for a moment, we can be happy another moment, and then frustrated, but it's okay. There's no wrongness around that. And when the emotions start flowing, the creativity flows pretty rapidly with that as well. Okay. All right. Hope to see you soon. All right. Lindsay. Hey, dear. Nice for you. Your inner child. Yep. That inner child card. So remember that your inner child is the pathway to your heart. They hold the key for love, joy, and happiness. And so what I'm feeling for you is tapping into seeing what your child wants this week. What would you like today? And just allowing that to happen. And maybe it's off the charts funny. Maybe you need ice cream. Maybe you need to go play at the water. Maybe you need to blow bubbles. Maybe you need a nap. But let the inner child do a little bit of leading, because that will help you through your healing and help you access your joy. Things have been a little chaotic for you, but the inner child knows the pathway back to your true self. And you've been working on it. You've been really working your way there. But give her a week to guide you and see what happens. I feel like there's a lot of magic involved too, because she wants to play with some magic. All right. Jackie. All right. Your card is the Earth Connection card. I love the heart in the center of the tree. It really helps ground us and center us, right? So what I'm feeling for you is that you need to remember your grounding in particular. You need to remember how to connect to the earth, because that will help you stay out of the anxiety and the fear that's going on around. Get outside, get in the grass, put your back up against a tree if you need to. Do anything that helps you feel grounded. For me, I have to take my shoes off a lot. I work barefoot most of the time because I need that full contact of my foot with the floor, especially wood, because then I can really feel the life force energy that was in the trees. So I feel like you need something like that. The other thing that's coming through is, I don't know what you practice for grounding, but I would work on that. The big things that have been coming up a lot are ground, shield, and protect. So make sure you're doing that and you're asking the earth to help you with that. Remember, Grandmother Earth carries the divine feminine energy, and that nurturing mama energy is kind of what's needed to calm everybody down and calm ourselves down, calm our inner child down. So work on that. And if you need help with grounding, like if you really have a lot of trouble with it, you can use hematite or any of the dark stones, the black obsidian, black tourmaline. And I also have a healing remedy that is the grounding blend. So that might be something that you could use too. Just smelling that is like smelling salts for people. It helps drop them into their body rather rapidly. So if you're having trouble, you can use that as well. All right, Barbie. Let's see which one of these is for you. This one. So there's a message from afar. I'm not sure what that means for you, but what I'm getting is that there's somebody from the other side who's trying to connect with you. And what I'm hearing around that is that they're trying to share love and support for you, with you, and they're I don't usually do this, so hold on. Okay, so what I'm feeling for you is that you've been looking for guidance and love and support, and you have it all around you. Your guardian angel, your family who's on the other side, they're all here holding you up. They're all here having your back. You are not alone. You're not doing this. As much as it may feel like you're by yourself, you're not. And the other card that had stuck to that is that they're trying to send you a message of celebration. I don't know. You can't even see. There it is. I'm like, wow, you can't even see the dove. So the dove is all about, it's time for you to celebrate the joy of, your life. And, when people pass over, it's lots of times for us to celebrate the time we had with them, not to mourn the loss, but to celebrate their life and the impact it had on us and the joy it brought us. And so I'm hearing that it's time for you to do a little bit of a celebration. So if there's some sort of anniversary coming up or something, or if you've been feeling called to do like a little ritual, sometimes that's like writing down your thoughts and your feelings and then burning it and sending it. Go for it, because your team is there to support you, and they've got your back, and let them have your back, because you don't need all that responsibility. All right. Dinah, your card is about meditation. And she is sitting there meditating. And, the essence that I feel is with the cards where the women aren't clothed, it's like, don't hide, don't shame, don't. So in this meditation, it's like, how open and connected are you willing to allow yourself to be with the divine and with your spiritual team? And so don't bring any baggage with you. Don't bring any, just bring you, the raw, true you, and allow that to unfold as you're meditating. It does not mean you need to do your meditation naked. But if you want to, go for it. But it is saying, do it in a transparent place. Because sometimes we feel like, okay, I have to meditate. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. And because we're doing it because we have to, we're already out of our sense of self. And remember, meditating doesn't have to be sitting on the floor and oming. Meditating can be, allowing yourself, washing dishes or something that you do on automatic pilot, and just allowing the noisy thoughts to be quiet. That can be a meditation. Going for a walk can be a meditation. I sometimes have meditations when I'm driving a car, because you're heading where you've headed 100 times, and you know how you get there and you don't know how you got there. That's usually a meditative place, or at least it is for me. So focus on that a little bit this week and see if you can do it in a way that is pure Dinah as much as you can. All right. Jackie. All right. So you got the Trilogy of Light card. And so you're seeing it in the water, you're seeing it on the land, and you're seeing it in the sky. And in this card, what I feel around this card is that the trilogy, the Trinity, it for me is the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and ourselves. So when we combine our own inner light with the light of the divine masculine and the light of the divine feminine, the three come together. And when we line up our energy in that way, then we're just a shining beacon of light for ourselves and for other people around us. So look at how you can bring that into balance in your life. And you'll know you're in that balance when your energy feels fuller, brighter, hotter. But also when you're not having aches and pains on one side of the body more than the other. When we have that, might still have aches and pains down the center. But if you've got it like it's your right arm or your left arm or your left knee or something, that's showing an imbalance between the masculine and feminine energy, and how we call that in and connect to that. So look at how you're doing that this week, and feel that connection. Don't be afraid to invite the masculine and feminine energy in. Some people see them all as one, which is fine, and which we all are. But sometimes there's some power in focusing on each strand. Does that make sense? All right. Have fun with that. Angie, hi, dear. And so you got the love card. And in the love card, she is all about, it's hard to tell in there, but she is the tree of life. So in the tree of life energy, our chakras are all balanced, our energy is all balanced. And when we can be there, then we are really centered in love energy. We're not allowing the fear outside of us to take over. We're not caught in other worry or anxiety. We're just in pure love energy. And when you're in love energy, you know how much happier you are, and how much joy that brings you and how much joy you end up radiating for others to share with you. So that's what's being called on. The best way to heal you and everyone around you is to radiate love energy. Not always the easiest task to do, but I feel like you're a love avenger. So let that be your superpower this week and every week, really. But I would focus on that. I actually can see, kind of like the Care Bears, I could see you using your heart energy and sending out love beams. I'm sending you love beams from my heart. So give it a try, and they would be green. If you wanna visualize a love beam going out, they would be green. So isn't that funny? Green meaning go. All right, have fun with that, sweetie. Mike, welcome to the show. Nice to have you. So your card is the Tantric Union. And the tantric, people talk about tantra sometimes because it can awaken sexual energy. So people get that confused. But what I'm feeling is that it is very similar to that, the Kundalini flow, which is the masculine and the feminine energy intertwining evenly, equally. And so when you come into relationship in that fashion, each partner is complete and they enhance each other. So you are not in a place where you're incomplete without a partner or a relationship. You're both in a place of completion. But when you come together in relationship, you enhance, you amplify each other and your vibration and frequency by coming together in that way. And if you can think of the energy beginning at the tailbone and coming up through the body, it comes all the way up through the top of the head. But what people often have difficulty with is that once that energy is in union above the crown, then it is meant to be brought back in and centered within our being, centered back in our heart, because that brings us the true bliss, the true ecstasy that comes in that type of relationship. And this does not have to be a sexual relationship. This can be a deep and meaningful friendship that you have, a business partnership, anything where you want to connect and commune on a higher, fuller frequency. All right, enjoy that. All right, Jacqueline. Your card is the abundance card. Woohoo! Now she's hugging a tree, notice. So for abundance to really flow in our life, we have to be grounded, right? And there's a heart on the tree. So we need to be grounded in love energy. And remember, people get vague. What do you want to flow abundantly? Do you want money to flow abundantly? Then abundant money is wealth. Don't be afraid to ask for wealth. Do you want abundance in health? Because right now that would be a great thing, right? To be abundantly healthy, abundantly joyful. Maybe you want an abundance of chocolate chip cookies. Who knows? That's sometimes one of my favorite things to be abundant in. So as the abundant energy is trying to flow, well, it's not trying, it's flowing to you and through you. Number one, you need to ground it. Use your heart to ground it so that your heart's desire is what's getting created. And then decide what abundance you want to create. And remember, once you've set your intention on it, it will show up. Give it time, because there's a difference between right here and now and the spiral of creation energy. We want it to be in a direct straight line, and it's coming to us in a circle. So give it a moment to get there. All right. That's for all of us. All right. Thanks, sweetie. Let's see. Rhonda, your card is the reflection card. And the reflection card is, there's a number of things. Reflection is about looking inward, but also looking at your mirror, the truth in the mirror. So I'm hearing a couple things that are coming in. So the first one is that if you're having difficulty with anyone around you, remember they're being a mirror for you. And in being a mirror for you, what they're doing is they're showing you what is inside of you that doesn't work for you anymore. Because something doesn't show up in our life unless we are a magnet for it. So when something isn't going well, stop and take a moment to reflect on, okay, why is this showing up now? How is this living inside of me? And what can I do to shift that perception? Some people use affirmations. Some people use EFT tapping or energy healing. I love doing that. I love helping people release beliefs and thoughts that just don't work for them, so that they can move forward. But use some time to do that. You might want to journal it and get it down. Because sometimes there's a bunch of things that are going on all at once in the interaction. It's showing us, unveiling for us what's ready to heal. And if you want to heal, it's a great way to take action and start on that journey. All right. And let me know if you need help. I love doing that work. Emily, let's start with you. So you have the transience card. Look at all the divine energy coming from above and below and circling around her. So what I'm feeling around this card for you, sweetie, is that you're in sort of this transitional energy. And that can be difficult because we can feel stuck. But what's really happening is that energy is coming at you from multiple directions. And because it's all hitting you at the same time, it's like sandwiching you and holding you for a second. So don't think of it as stuck. It's more that you're gathering the energy that you need for the forward momentum that you are in the process of creating. So it's like you're gathering in all the energy to you and then anchoring it, and then you can do what you're meant to do with it. And so it's pretty important that there are a couple spaces. She's getting energy at the crown, in the third eye, in her temples, nose, cheeks, chin, throat, heart. Those are the big places. So, all of the upper chakras, the regular chakras and the secondary chakras, the soul chakras, they are all receiving information at the moment. So the pause that you may feel is that you've downloaded the programming and now it's uploading. So it takes a little while for the computer to upload a really big file, right? And that's what's happening for you. You've got a couple of really big files that are uploading as that energy is coming in. So give yourself some time and space for that as you're in this in-between place. And it's going to show some beautiful, all the beautiful color that's bursting off of that afterwards is fantastic. So I look forward to that for you. And for your mom, Jackie. Knew this card would come up today. So this is the fear card. I'm hoping it's not yours. I have a feeling it's fear you've picked up from other people around you. So fear energy is like masterfully huge on the planet right now, which is fantastic because it's helping us clear it. We can't clear things that we can't see, right? So this is saying, okay, fear is in your face. But just like I told your daughter, well, actually, it wasn't your daughter. It was the person before that, the reflection person. Rhonda, just like I told Rhonda. When stuff comes up, it's to help us heal. It's to help us clear. And when fear comes up, it's ancient fear. Fear from childhood, fear for our lives, fear from other lifetimes of persecution, of whatever. It's the big bad wolf, right? But when we can see it for what it is, at this outside thing that isn't who we are. Fear is not, we aren't born with fear we're born in love. We learn fear. It's part of our lesson here as our soul contract as part of humanity. So what is coming in is that when fear comes up, it's greet it like it's an old friend. Hello, fear. Here you are again. What are you here to teach me today? What do I need to learn today? Okay, I need to learn that when other people are around me, I absorb their fearful energy and then I think it's mine. All right, how do I do that? How do I not do that? I'm going to ground, shield, and protect my energy. And do I remember how to do that? Well, Polly Jo said this. And there are essential oils for that you can put on that help teach your body what to do when you want to do it. There are crystals that help your body do what you need to do, to remind you how to do that. But remember, it is not your responsibility to take on other people's fear and absorb it. And when you feel it within you, see what's at the root of it, because it's probably not what's right in front of you. Okay? Look to your past to see when you last felt that much fear. All right? All right, Margaret. Let's see what we got here. So you got the Divine Guidance card, my dear. And so this week, there appears to be some energy coming in so that people are receiving downloads of information. They're getting some divine guidance. And so this is a great time to ask for what you want. It's a great time for automatic writing. And when you do automatic writing, if you have questions, write the question down. Take a really big deep breath and blow out, and then allow yourself to answer. Don't question about whether it's really the divine or not. Just allow it to flow. And then after you're done, you can read it and see if the wording is the way you would word it or how you would say it. Mine often puts words together in ways that we don't do in the English language at this moment in time. And my handwriting changes, so that's pretty obvious. But I turned into a lefty. But when I was first starting, it was you could tell from the tone and the way it was written that it wasn't really me per se. And so allow yourself to let the divine guidance flow in that way. Ask for messages. You can actually ask, like, if you're guiding me here today, then I would like to see a white feather as proof. Somewhere through my day, I want to see a white feather. And then don't dismiss any white feather that you see. You might see it as a logo on a truck that's going by. You might see a physical one. You might, see that somebody's business is named White Feather. You might hear white feather in a song as part of like the lyrics, whatever. So all of that is showing you ways you're being guided and ways that you're connecting. So have fun with that. Play with it a little bit and see how you can connect more deeply. All right, Kate. Hi, dear. Thank you. Appreciate that. So yours is the physical body, dear. Oh, you gotta love it. So right now, what I'm getting is you need to love your body. Love all the curves and all the edges, whatever number it is, whatever size it is, whatever, your body is your sacred vehicle. This is true for all of us, right? And society wants us not to love our bodies, that something's wrong with it. It could always be improved. It could always be fixed. And healthier, go for it. But this is less about your health and just loving yourself where you're at. And for you, it's starting with your physical body, and, being able to stand naked in the mirror and say, I love you. Ooh, I love my little rollover here. And ooh, I love the little dimple in my shoulder here. Loving all those little pieces and parts that make up you. It's your car. We can buy a car and be like, ooh, I love my car. And then we get rid of it, right? After a certain amount of time because it doesn't run well. But we don't do that with our body, but we also don't enjoy it and love it. Sometimes we dress it up and we feel good in it, but we don't honor what's in front of us. So take some time to connect to your physical body. You might even want to do some stuff like stretching and exercising in different ways than you have been, just to show your body that you're listening to it. All right, have fun with that. Martina, hello, dear. So your card is the listening card. And the listening card is really big right now because lots of times we talk to hear ourselves talk, but we don't really listen. We don't hear fully what somebody else is saying. And we hear the words, but we're not necessarily paying attention to the nuances of what's underneath it. And how much are you listening to your spiritual team and your intuition and your own gut? Because when we're not listening to that, then we stop getting the signals. When we're not paying attention, it's like, well, I'm not going to bother sending you signals if you're not going to listen. It's just like people don't bother talking to you when you aren't listening, right? Because it's a waste of time and space and energy. So to recreate some space for you to receive, start listening. Sometimes it's good to get quiet and let other people talk around you and be really aware of what they're saying and what they're not saying, and trusting what's going on in your gut and what it's trying to tell you about that. Because there's a lot hidden in the nuances that we miss if we're not really listening and paying attention. Nice. All right, let's see. Anne. So you have the Golden Memories card. So the Golden Memories, I'm seeing a lot of the fire and I'm seeing a lot of the sun. And so I'm feeling a lot of personal power. So it's a gathering of times when you've been in your power and you've stood in your power, and that how when you're in that place, how things really transform into gold, into these, wisdom nuggets, to these like golden moments that you've had with people. And so it's that energy of connecting to the ways that when you've stood in your power in the past, the beautiful results that have happened. And it's not getting you caught in the past, but it's inviting you to allow that energy to remind you of how to do it again now. You don't have to reinvent it. You've done it many, many times. But you want to go from a place where those times are sporadic to more often and more normal. And so, this could be when are times when I felt really in my personal power? What memories are really good when I felt grounded in my core? Those are the things you want to look for. And then find the similarities between them so that you can invite that energy to be with you more frequently. Because you can. And that will involve keeping your inner flame lit. Yes. Brightly lit. Let's put it that way. All right. Enjoy that, sweetie. Mary. All right. So yours is all about the guardian angel. And so the guardian angel is, we're standing here and we feel, maybe naked, raw, alone, but our guardian angel is right there. Always. And we don't have to cover who we are. We don't have to shield who we are. We can stand fully, proudly in who we are, and we are protected. And in that place, it's inviting you to look at the ways you've been shielding yourself, protecting yourself from others. And I don't mean shielding from negative energy that's out there so that you're protected, but more like you don't want your heart broken, so you've got a wall erected around your heart so nobody can get in, or, you don't allow yourself to be in relationships with people because, you might get hurt. That's the protecting I'm talking about, from a wounded, defended place, as opposed to an empowered, I've got my shields up because I'm flying in territory where stuff's flying around right now. There's energy debris everywhere, and I'm going to keep myself protected. That's different. This is the energy of, you don't need the shields. You don't need the armor on your heart, on your being. Just be you, raw, free, and who you truly are, because that's what's needed right now. The more we pretend to be who we think other people want us to be, the more unhappy we are on the inside, and the more frustrated other people are with us as well, because they can feel when we're not being ourselves. And we're guarded, we're guided. So there's no reason except in our ego brain. And so do your best with that one. And call on your guardian angel. If you need to feel empowered more, call on your guardian angel so that you know that you're not doing it alone. All right. Okay. Troy. You have the forgiveness card. And this card, I don't know if you can see, there's like the dark on the one side and the light on the other, the stars. So this one is all about the energy that is needed for this next week is around forgiveness. And, there's so many people, like, as soon as I say that, like, they're like, they feel so heavy, right? But it's actually light energy, not dense energy. And forgiveness comes when we shine the light of truth, when we shine the light of love into dark spaces and dark places within ourselves, and we allow healing to transform and transmute. And in the places of forgiveness, you're mostly working on forgiving yourself for being in situations where you feel like there's forgiveness that's needed. It's not, it's not just saying to someone, I forgive you, when in your heart, you haven't forgiven yourself for that situation. And the Ho'oponopono prayer, the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, I use that quite frequently when I'm having difficulty with that, and heart heaviness and sadness, with relationships that have had difficulty in the past or are having difficulty now. I just start doing that until I feel energy release and until I feel brighter around it. And mostly it's for yourself, because it sets you free. You don't have the power to set somebody else free from their thoughts and their emotions, but you can set yourself free. And that will happen through the forgiveness. And another one we all need. Thank you. Robin. Hi, dear. So your card is an answered prayer card. And notice the butterfly of transformation that she has there. So the answered prayer card is that in this next week, something that you've been asking for, praying for, hoping, wanting, desiring, however you hold that, that is coming in the next week. Now, the word of caution I'm hearing is it may not come exactly the way you wanted it to. Because sometimes we're not clear on exactly how we want something to show up. My favorite example from one of the master teachers that I have worked with is, when you're asking for, you set the intention that you're asking for a new mode of transportation, and you mean a car, but you say a new mode of transportation, a new mode of transportation. And then the next thing, somebody gives you an elephant. Well, it's a mode of transportation, but it's not the one you wanted. So just be mindful that if something shows up and it's not quite how you wanted it, still say thank you. And you can resubmit and ask again, and say, oh, perfect. I see that's the answer to my prayer. And now I would like this. So if it's not exactly the way you want it, that's what you want to do. It could be the way you want it, but I feel like it's just a hair off, like maybe the wrong color car, like you really had your mind set on red and it's blue. So yeah, go with that. All right, sweetie. All right, Carol. Your card is the Eternal Flame. Yep, that high heart, right? So the Eternal Flame is really about tapping into unconditional love and the divine energy. That's what creates our flame, our eternal flame, our soul to shine forward. And when we're in that place, when we're in the love and the light of that, we feel the divine energy. We feel the connection. We don't feel separate. So tapping into your eternal flame is to help you feel one with the divine, one with all that is. And to do that, we release as much separateness as we can here on the earth plane and within ourselves. So when we separate, me from others, and it may be their political affiliation, it may be their skin color, it may be their religion, it may be where they live. When we create those barriers of separation, we are separating ourselves from the divine. So noticing the similarities and what we share in common allows you to tap into that more fully, allows you to be in a space where that is the energy that you connect to, and it really amps up your feeling of love and joy, tranquility, and peace. All right. Christine, I will do yours and then your son. So yours is the sacred union. And the sacred union can be very similar to Carol's card. It's you coming together with the divine in a relationship like a marriage. And in that place, you feel comfortable, relaxed, and at peace. The other thing is within your own personal relationships, you want to create that sacred union as well. And in that sacred union, you're seeing the divine in the other person. You're seeing them as a soul. They're having a human experience. And there's times when you don't like the human experience they're having in front of you. But you can still see their soul and love their soul and feel that interconnectedness on that level. And that is what's being called for you right now. And we remember how to do that when we connect more fully to the divine energy ourselves and feel that as it radiates out for us. And then sharing that energy in the other relationships that we have, including friends and family. All right. And your son, Jack. Interesting, Jack, that you want the goddess energy. So the goddess energy is here for men and women right now. And what's coming in is that the the goddess energy is soft and nurturing and loving. And we all need that, men and women. And in the energy, what I'm feeling for you is that it's okay for you to be soft. It's okay for you to have your feelings. It's okay for you to be a nice guy, a sweetie, because we need those. And so connecting to that nurturing, loving, caring energy, that's the caretaker energy. When we worry about other people and we understand that we're connected so that we treat them with love and respect, that's the energy that wants to awaken for you and with you this week. And it takes a lot of strength to be soft. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. So, being vulnerable, allowing yourself to feel fully, that's tough work. That's not something to sneeze at. So, really connect to that to the best of your ability. And yeah, we need a lot of kinder, softer people on the planet. And it'd be nice to have you be one of those. Thank you. April. So your card is the Mystic. And the Mystic energy right now is the Mystic is someone who works with the divine energy, who allows the divine energy to guide her. So it's living your life being guided by your intuition and your divine nudges, and helping other people see the beauty that the divine sheds in our everyday life, that we're not even aware of. Most people are walking around in that zombie state, half not even awake, really asleep. And so the Mystic helps create that energy of, hello, wake up, here's a message for you. And mystics often are the messengers. We deliver messages for other people. You may not do it channeling, but you may do it in your own way. Holding the door for somebody when they need it, that can be a mystical experience. So really tap into your inner mystic and how you bring that out, because we need that spiritual power on the planet right now to help bring and restore balance and harmony. All right, thank you. Angela. Okay, your card is the Soulmate. And she's coming out of the giant lotus. She's awakening. So the soulmate is the energy of, first of all, we have to create ourselves, birth ourselves from our soul place. When we do that, when we're standing in that place, we can call in a higher vibration, a fuller vibration in our relationships. People often think that we only have one soulmate, or there's only one true love. With the billions of people on the planet, that is not even mathematically accurate. And, if there was only one, and the divine put us on, in New Jersey, and our soulmate is in Sri Lanka, we'd never find them necessarily. So our soulmates are people who are here, who are our mates, as they would say across the pond, our friends, our family, our mates, that help us with our soul growth. So what's happening right now is that as you are learning and experiencing yourself more fully as a soul and not just a person, as you know, you're starting to understand the divine being that you are inside, there are going to be people along the way who are going to help you learn that, find that, grow that. And what I'm seeing is that there's somebody new who's going to help you with that. And, you know, releasing the romanticized version of what a soulmate is could be helpful, because that's a lot of pressure on someone to be the one and only, that they're the right person, the right connection, the right relationship for you at this moment, for your soul's growth at this moment, and you are for them. And let it be that simple. That takes a lot of pressure off, and it allows you space to really stretch and grow. All right. Thank you for watching. Crystal. Nice. I'm doing pretty good today, Crystal. So your card is the Spiritual Growth card. Sound familiar? So right now you're in this energy, at least for the next, it's more than the week. It's this next pocket of time is how my group is saying that. So how I'm experiencing that is probably a month or two. So you're going through some spiritual awareness, awakening, and growth. And often we're not even aware of that. But what happens is we have a number of aha moments where it's like, oh, right, that I knew that. Or synchronicities that surprise us. That's part of our spiritual growth. It's making room for new experiences to come in. It's when a new job opens. That's what we were just talking about. It's when we find the ideal place to move to, or a new friendship, or somebody's offering a class you always wanted to take. That is part of our spiritual growth. That's part of our expansion. And you know, if you feel called to education, I would look for a class, set the intention that the right class will appear for you. And then that can help accelerate your growth as well. So lean in and allow some space for the growing to occur. And just remember that with growth, there can be growing pains, but they're well worth it on the other side. All right, dear. Thank you. Esperanza, let's do one for you first. Nice to see you there. So your card is dreams. I've been having people having a lot of dream energy lately. I wonder if that's true for you. So what's been coming up for a number of people is that our dreams are significant right now. Not that they aren't at other times, but they are really significant right now. There's a lot of healing and hidden meanings in our dreams. And even when we think we're not dreaming because we can't remember upon waking, they are right there in our subconscious. So sometimes if that's happening for you, right when you wake up, like even before you do anything, write down anything that you can remember. Because even if it's just a pocket, that pocket that you remember is significant. And I would really encourage, if you've been having some interesting dreams coming up that seem very difficult to interpret, Neshi has a show on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the Spiritual Roundtable, but it's about dreams. On Sundays, it's all about dream interpretation, and she has been doing dream interpretation forever, most of her life, if not all of her life. And the conversations there are fantastic, and her insight and her team are just top notch at dream interpretation. So I feel like there's some hidden messages coming through for you that it would be helpful for you to get clarity on. And for Caroline, sorrow. Except I'm like, the word doesn't match the face for me energetically. So what I'm feeling is that you may have a heaviness of heart right now, and it may feel like sorrow, but what I'm feeling more is a purification, releasing of old sorrows that have weighed you down for quite a while. So allow yourself space to cry it out if you need to. Water is a great purifier. Go swimming, take showers or baths, drink a lot of water, but allow the emotional energy to flow through. That will help your heart heal, and it's not so much that it has to be a wounded heart. It can just be that you've carried a lot of heart energy for other people, and it's really heavy. And it's really sad to see other people so sad. And that hurts our soul. But it's not really your job, is what I'm hearing, for you to feel the sorrows of the planet. So do your best to release that to your best ability. I'm seeing Mother Mary really strongly. I don't know if you're Catholic and do the rosary, but that might help. That can be soul soothing on a heart level if it's a spiritual practice that you do. But know that your heart is just going through a purification right now, and it's making room for more joy and more love and more happiness to come in the next month or so. So be gentle with yourself and give yourself space to have all these big feelings that you're having, because you're meant to. And thank you for helping heal the planet by helping them clear their sorrow as well. All right. And Linda. Blessings. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, what a nice way to end the show. So the energy for you this week is to really celebrate all the beautiful blessings that are coming in. All of the people you're going to connect with, all of the wonderful times that you're going to have, seeing flowers starting to bloom, having the weather get warmer. It's like when we focus on how blessed our life is, then all that comes in is more blessings. So that's what I'm feeling for you this week, is just lots of these like really wonderful things, and let those blessings kind of soak you up, fill you up, and then share them with others, because it's really fun to bestow a blessing on someone else, right? When we do that little magical thing for someone that helps them feel seen and appreciated, it can change for a lot of people. And with that, you guys, thank you for watching Soul Connections with me, Jo Labbé. And I will be here tomorrow night for chakra sessions. And we'll be working on our energy body and seeing what's up with the energy on the planet, and how we can hold our energy in all of that craziness. And with that, thank you for helping me to do my spiritual mission, which is to heal the healers. So share this broadcast, so maybe it can get out to someone who could use a little TLC. And with that, you guys have a great night and enjoy the rest of your week.